Hey athletes, we're talking push-ups today. Now, before I move forward, if you haven't even seen our section on plank or plank variations, go back, check out the video, make sure your plank is right. Because if you can't even plank appropriately, you're never going to be able to do a push-up appropriately. So go back and fix your plank. Now, if you work on your plank, you can't figure it out and you need some help, email us. I'll send out a video for you. I'll come up with any variation we need to fix you so that you can do your planks right, your push-ups right. Just let us know. So let's talk push-up. Now, with the push-up, again, quick review. Shoulders past your hands because, we got to make sure our core is on. Spine is nice and flat. We're ready to rock. Now, as I do my push-up, the biggest thing people forget, mess up, is what muscles we're trying to activate. So, if you're in a body thumper class or anything like that, a lot of times you're rushed. You're trying to do so many or you're going really fast. And a lot of the times the instructors that are coaching you, they don't really know much about it either. They just got a certification. They've never really been told what muscles you need to feel, and they just kind of let you go. So, let me set the record straight. When you're doing a push-up, we want to activate your pectorals, your chest. That's our prime mover, your chest. Not your shoulders, not your triceps. Now, we certainly want those to work, but not in absence of your chest. Again, your chest should burn out before your shoulders and your triceps for the most part. But again, if you finish a set of push-ups and your shoulders burn out and you don't feel your chest at all, we've got problems. And most likely that problem is what I'll address here, and that's falling forward. So let's watch a push-up or two. You can see I'm falling forward. I'm keeping my shoulders way in front of my hands. I'm driving up. I'm very much so over-exaggerating this for effect, okay? But you really want to get out there if you're not feeling your chest, okay? You fall forward, you drive up and away. Now, I'm playing here with a little bit of tempo just to talk to you about it. Tempo can be just as important when you're working out as weights, as repetitions, anything like that. So what I mean by tempo is the speed you do the exercise. In that shot, you could see me lowering myself down slowly and exploding up. That's one heck of a way to add some intensity and make sure that your chest is doing its job. And again, let's watch it one more time. I'm out, I'm feeling my chest, I'm pushing up and away, my spine stays neutral, and again, it's my pecs doing all of the work, and I always come back to as good of a plank position as I can at that point. So, here are some faults. Tucking your chin excessively. If I tuck my chin down, what that's going to do is it's going to bring my forehead forward, certainly, but it's going to bring my eyes closer to the floor. Now, I need to make sure that my shoulder gets below my elbow in order for my chest to turn on. Again, we want our chest to be the primary movers. And if I tuck my chin, most likely my eyes are going to come to the floor so early because my chin is tucked that my shoulders will never actually get below your elbow. So the first cue you'll always hear me say, besides fall forward, is make sure your shoulder gets below your elbow. Okay, again, we're trying to turn on your chest here. Talk other faults. So let's get through another good push-up. You see how my neck stays neutral so that I can fall forward. Now, right here, first fault. I moved out my hands, which that can be fine, right? But my elbow rolls this way as I come down because I'm a little too wide. I'm elbows out. I don't have my elbows at a nice 45-degree angle like I would like. So when I do this, my shoulder is literally rolling in. It's rounding my upper back, okay? And this is going to be really hard for me to activate my chest. And for my body, I'm using my upper back. I want to use the front of my body. So when my upper back turns on, your shoulder is going to be on fire, okay? You're really just kind of flaring your neck. Your shoulders dip under. Your chest completely turns off. And holy cow, yeah, your shoulders are going to hurt after this. So again, we always want to make sure our buttons are forward. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go see the plank, the video on plank. We got to keep your buttons up so that when you're doing this, your chest stays on and your shoulder is stabilized. Another fault is coming back a little too far. So you can see my elbows are now behind my hand, right? My shoulders are behind my hand as well. Now again, really, you can see all this motion in my upper back that doesn't need to be happening. I'm falling backwards, which isn't great, right? No good, falling backward. Because again, that's going to keep putting it higher and higher into my shoulder and less in my chest. And again, we're talking danger here if your shoulder isn't properly stabilized. So one thing I don't have a video of, but if you watch the plank video, you're going to see me talk about it. It's when we're coming up out of a push-up. If we round our lower back and dump in it, what that's going to do is a few things, and a lot of people can catch this, but as a coach, let me let you in on a secret. So if your hips stay down, and the first thing to move are your shoulders, yeah, again, you're using your lower back to try to do all of this motion, your core isn't on. So if they ever look like the yoga move Cobra, here's the cue that I would recommend. Your hips have to rise at the same rate your shoulders do. So let's watch that. I drop at the same rate, they come up at the same rate. I drop at the same rate, come up at the same rate. That's so important because again, if my butt comes up too early, I'm putting a lot of pressure on my shoulders. If my shoulders come up first, I'm putting a lot of pressure in my lower back. Two things we want to avoid. So again, you want to fall forward and your hips and shoulders rise at the same time. Now, if you're doing your push-ups and you're starting to burn out, they're starting to get tough, whatever might be the case, get up off your butt, move over to something that makes it a little easier, putting you on an incline a little bit. That way you can go back to having a perfectly neutral spine. You can practice your shoulders and your hips rising at the same time. There's a lot of things we can do to make our push-ups look like this, okay?